All right, welcome everybody. Long time no see. This is the TV Blockbuster review. As always, I have my co-host with me, Richard Brown. Say hello, Richard.
Hello, everyone.
All right, as you know, we tried to do this earlier in the year to review The Kingsman, but unfortunately, due to technical difficulties and me not being able to figure it out in time, we postponed that show. So it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. So
Yeah, we're a little late on that one.
we're a little late on that one. If you haven't seen the movie by now, you're waiting for us. I'm sorry. Check it out in Redbox. But today we are going to review the Furious 7. If you haven't seen that one, I suggest that you go ahead and pause it and go watch the movie and get back with us because we are going to spoil this movie later on in this review. But as always, Richard, I'd like to let you go ahead and start off by giving your take on the movie. So go ahead and kick us off, Richard.
All right. This movie, it's like best way I can describe it is it's an '80s action movie with today's special effects. Uh, it's like I kind of have mixed feelings about it, and the only thing I could say is it's like I'm wondering where the franchise is going to go at this point because if you're familiar with the franchise, like Fast and Furious, the first movie, that was ahead of its time and whatever, and then you kind of skip everything else in between there, and then you just go to like Fast Five. Let's face it. I mean, the car stuff was cool, and like the focus of it was cars. This movie, it's kind of like cars happen to be like a mechanic to move the plot, but there's not much car stuff in it. So the thing is, what I kind of find cool about it is that the tag, not the tag, but the title saying it's Furious 7 works because there really isn't a whole lot of fast in the movie. It's more, it was more gunplay and car chases, and there's a lot of fight choreography in it, but it's it's like for me to say it's all right, it's not doing it good enough justice. But to say that, in my opinion, is it good? I don't know. I'm kind of like in the middle of the road on it. It's like it's if you pay for it and you know what you're getting into, kind of like except like kind of like Pacific Rim. Like you know what you're getting into when you watch that movie. This is kind of the same thing. Unless if you were expecting to have a lot of car stuff, then you kind of miss that part. But the movie never takes itself seriously because like at the very beginning, there's a fight scene at the very beginning of the movie, and it's like, The Rock and Jason Statham, and a couple of moves happen, and you're like, yeah, if a dude that big hit you, you probably aren't getting up. But but that kind of sets up like the very beginning of the movie sets up the ridiculousness of it. Like it's a lot of excess. Just like it's in that respect, it's great. But beyond that, like as I was watching it, I kind of was like, okay, why am I watching this movie again? It's like I'm watching it because I know what I got, but it's like. I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this one, to be honest. I was expecting a little bit more because the thing is that when I saw Fast and Furious, excuse me, when I saw the fifth and sixth movie, the fifth movie I saw after the sixth. Actually, I went and saw the sixth movie, thought it was awesome, and then went and back and saw the fifth, and I was like, that was pretty good. So I had a slightly higher hopes for this one, and then it kind of missed the mark just a little bit. So that's just my personal take on it.
Okay, right, so I kind of went in the movie as well because I think that this series should have ended about with Fast Five, but they continue to go on, and I'm kind of happy that they. I hope this is closure right now because it seemed like they wrapped the story up pretty well. But I'm in the same boat
Yeah.
with you. There is the racing element to this movie is just gone. Like you said, it's a few car chase scenes in it, but it's more blowing stuff up,
Right.
gunplay, and hand-to-hand combat. So the car racing, it's like that Need for Speed game when you get out of
Oh.
the car and you run around.
Yeah, like
It's
why are
like,
we doing this again?
I thought I was playing a racing game. Why am I running around the
Right.
city? You know, it that's why the change of the title to Furious 7, I kind of like that because it does wrap it all together.
Right.
And I went into this movie, I didn't expect any epic monologues or any great acting in this movie. I just wanted to be
Right.
entertained the entire film.
Yeah.
And there was actually just one slow part that I can remember when they're on the plane going to Abu Dhabi. That was the only slow
Yeah.
part. Other than that, the rest of this movie is very, very fast paced. So if you're looking at this movie from an actual action movie type point, like you said, it's a great
Hmm.
action film with today's special effects. It's not per se one of these movies that I will run up to somebody and say, "Yo, you have to watch this. This is a great movie to see." It really isn't that. It's one of those movies. See, I'm about to contradict myself. It's a movie that you kind of want to experience on the big screen just for the sound that they
Yeah.
are putting into this movie, because you might think you have a killer sound audio system at your house, but it won't do it justice to this movie.
Right.
It's pretty loud and it's pretty amazing to hear and see on the big screen. As far as the entertainment value, again, high. Acting, like the whole Letty not having her memory and not loving Dom, I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It had great one-liners, and that was the thing.
yeah, lots of one-liners,
Yeah, it had
lots of
great
one-liners.
one-liners through that movie. It's I don't know, man. It's like I don't it,
Well,
it
let me
the
pause you for a
emotion.
second because I was
Go
looking
ahead, I'm
up,
sorry.
I was looking up our one episodes, and the first movie we reviewed last year was Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and when we saw that movie, it was hands down the best movie, and it was the first movie that we reviewed.
Right.
Furious 7, we usually do this later on in the show, talk about movies coming up, and we don't see Furious 7 being, well, at least I hope Furious 7 isn't the best movie that we
Yeah.
watched this season go around,
Yeah.
because
We got problems.
I was entertained by this movie. There's no way this movie holds a candlelight to The Winter Soldier.
No.
So let's get into the whole spoiling part, and I want to talk about that first fight sequence between The Rock and Jason Statham, Hobbs and Decker Shaw. Like, I was cracking up hilarious, laughing because, like you said, The Rock looked in Greek mythology got chiseled out of stone, and it
Yeah.
walks around and can talk. He looks unreal. Like, at 40 something years old, that's what I want to look like. I want to look like Dwayne Johnson. Call it what you want to, but that man is a big specimen of a human being. And like you
Right.
said, if The Rock hit me like that, I'd be like, all right, nap time.
Yeah,
Because
man, I
I'm
don't know.
done.
It's like The Rock literally did like a Shoryuken almost, and it's like dude got back up, and I was like, okay,
And, yo,
I now know the universe that I'm in. Physics just doesn't apply at all. And it's good that that kind of set it up because there there are some pretty outlandish moments that are downright laughable because you're like, okay, like you literally have to hit the I believe button, but it's like you do it so often in this movie to pretty much you just like set a book on top of it. Like, okay, there are just some things that happen like that fight scene alone, man. It's like when they were going at it. I mean, it was a pretty well choreographed fight. It's just that Jason Statham is not like anywhere close in physical prowess to The Rock. It's kind of like I don't know, like it just didn't like to me. It's like it worked but didn't work. Some of the other fight scenes were a little more. It's had a little more realism to them. That one in particular, I was like, okay, I'm
yo,
just
so
gonna.
your thoughts on the rock bottom that he performed? And
Yeah, that was awesome. That was, but he got up. I was like, okay, like you just okay. I mean,
yeah, about 260
yeah,
pounds of like solid muscle just fell on top of you. You just shook it off.
you, you just shook it off. It's like I know movies have, I know we don't like try to say things are grounded in realism, but it's like, man, that movie takes like, it takes like realism and just throws it out the window. It's like, how cool can we make this look? Because there's a lot of stuff in it, like especially like a lot of fights, a lot of the a lot of the car chases and whatnot. You're like, man, this stuff looks great. But then it's like you put your thinking cap on sometimes, and it's like, man, like there's just it's throwing way too much out there. But it does look great. And when you think about it, you're like, someone actually thought about this and said, hey, look, let's try to put this in a movie and make it where it works inside of this universe. And I'm like, okay, that's cool because
Well, okay. So let me ask you a question.
all
There's
right.
a Predator. Now, you're a military guy, right?
Oh well, I did the ROTC thing in college, but that's about it.
Okay. So there is a helicopter flying below the skyline in Los Angeles, and it takes the military how long to respond to this?
Yeah, man. Well, it's just like the. I didn't even think about that. I did think about it, but I didn't because there was a 25-mile landing strip in the last movie, so I didn't even worry about it. So whatever at that point. It's just some things you just don't care about anymore. When I was like it's just a lot of it's excess. It's good. It's the good type of excess, but it's like it felt more like I don't know if it's just me, but it just kind of feels like when I go back and think about the movie, it's like Paul Walker's untimely death. But I thought, and we didn't say mention this, but the tribute at the very end, I thought that was really really nice.
Yeah, that was really done.
But
Very well done.
but it kind of feels like the movie was supposed to go another direction, and then they cut it in a way to where it's not going that it didn't go that way. So I'm interested to see if they're going to continue with this franchise because it's there's just some things that like I'm trying to think of like some other examples like when they're oh man like that whole in chase sequence at the very end, or switching cars and stuff like that, and I was like, you gonna move somebody through a car while you're doing a spin? Yeah, I was like, it's like okay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that just happened in the movie where you're just kind of like cars going through buildings and stuff like that. You're like, okay,
First of all,
all right,
I just
and
like how you jump out of a moving car that went through two buildings and you stand up in your tuxedo. It's perfect. No wrinkles,
oh yeah, no wrinkles, nothing. Just
no buttons undone.
yeah, man. Like it's like I know it sounds like I'm trashing this movie because I'm not. They're fantastic one-liners. That they're like I was shocked when I saw Tony Jaa was in it. Like I was like, oh, they didn't really talk about that. They talked about it like a long time ago. Like that was one of the big things about this movie. Then it's like then of course as production went on and with Paul Walker's death, it kind of went to the background. But I remember was it last year? Yeah, I remember last year when they actually had like a poster showing Tony Jaa was going to be in it. Like even his stuff was awesome. Like it was like you know all these little fight things were cool. It's just that it didn't it the movie like feels like it lost some of the charisma of the like what kind of brought the series charisma. It's like it just felt like okay, well now we're just gonna throw everything that we can in it. The first six movies, Cars kind of played heavily into it, and I'm not saying Cars aren't in it. It's just Cars just kind of are. They're a moving. They're like, oh, how do we get to this next place? Well, we got to drive there.
I
Or
mean, yeah.
how do we save this person? Well,
How many Dodge
we gotta
Hemis
use.
do they
Yeah,
have?
speaking of which, man, that was another thing that bothered me about this movie. And I know it's this the Hellcat Charger and Challenger are like my cars. That's like my car crush right now. I don't know why, but I mean I know Dodge kind of
Okay, looks
the
like we're
big
having a
thing
little bit
about
of.
this movie. You know,
Okay, try to see if I can. Give us 1 second here, okay?
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Okay, looks like we're back. Sorry about that. And you were saying about the direction the movie was going with the car chases and your car crush on the Challengers and Chargers.
Yeah, like I was kind of surprised that Dodge didn't use the Hellcat versions of those cars. Like it was like they used the RTs, which I mean I drive an RT personally, so I'm not knocking it. It's just kind of like if you're gonna put a version of car in a in a Fast and Furious franchise movie, why not put your top of the line version of it? Because it was like they had a they had a 2015 RT Charger in there, but it was like,
Okay, I think we might have lost Richard here. So,
why it seems I don't know why it seems like I'm breaking up real bad. Let's see here. I don't know, man. My network's been doing weird stuff as of late. What I might do is I might have to exit out real quick and come right back.
okay, no
I
problem.
might. Well, I mean, I'm still like actually I got a lot. Or what I might do is like, cause my computer's doing some. It's like it's cycling processes for some random reason. I don't really know why. But I can still hear you just fine. So what were you gonna say?
Okay, basically, what I was going to go over with the movie is that go see this movie for entertainment value of just mindless stunts, outrageous car stunts, outrageous, I believe, moments that happen in this movie. You will be entertained by this movie. At no point will you think about nodding off. Like I said, there's only one really slow point in this movie. You might want to say there's two slow points, but the two slow points, the second slow point, I'm sorry, is the what do they call it? In memorandum to Paul Walker and his untimely death that happened while they were filming this movie. But again, it's just them portraying his legacy throughout the Fast and Furious movie franchise that's been thus far. Only thing else that I wanted to really get into about this movie was that like I said at the beginning of the show, I hope that this was the last one in the movie since Paul Walker is no longer with us. If Paul Walker was still with us, go ahead, make 8, 10, 12, how many? Because people will go see these movies regardless. It's just that I hope that they stop now. Don't try to replace him with one of his brothers, or try to replace him totally with a different actor like a soap opera would, or not. Just go ahead. You ended it pretty well. It does kind of seem like you want to have like a little Hobbs type sideline movie spin-off type thing if you want to, with the whole Decker Shaw and Hobbs exchange when he was putting him into the cell, which I still don't know how he survived a parking garage falling on top of him. Yeah, so I just go ahead and end it. Me personally, well, I'm sorry. Let's get into the rankings of this movie right now. Uh, I really don't want to give this movie an A ranking, and I won't. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be a B movie. As to, does it entertain? Yes. Does it provide spectacular stunts and special effects? Yes. Will you feel as though that money was well spent on this movie? Yes. So, I three yeses right there. I can't give it a C or D or F rating, but I can't give an A just because the mindless hitting the I believe button that you have to do throughout this movie. It's just ridiculous. So B, yes, go see this movie on the big screen. You will be enjoyed. Whatever price you pay, whatever format you go see it in, it's well worth it. My recommendation is to go see it. Richard, your recommendation on this movie? Would you rank it as a go see?
Let me know if I'm still breaking up because I might.
We got your audio. We don't have your video feed.
Good, good. Yeah, I cut it out because I think that's probably what's giving me some of the problems. Personally, again, I'm middle of the road on this one. It's like I think the franchise tried to do a lot of ambitious things, but it just seems like it's kind of getting lost in translation. Whereas before, it's like the racing element was there. Then it's like, okay, well, get rid of racing, just make it about car chases and stuff. And now it's like, well, forget about car chases and whatnot. Let's make it about like how much action we can throw in from every angle. So to me, it just seems like it's getting a little bloated. I do agree with you that I think that this franchise kind of needs to stop because not only of Paul Walker's untimely death, but it's like it's a good send off. It's kind of at a point to where okay, you did it. Now you can kind of go do something else. So in my opinion, did I think that I got my money's worth? Yes. Would I recommend someone seeing it? Yeah, I'd recommend it, but it's not one of those movies where I would say go see this, like run home to mom and see it. I'd say if I was going to grade it personally, I'd give it a C plus. It's ambitious in what it does, but it just to me it feels like it's getting a little lost. That's really my take on it.
All right, so I gave it a B. Richard gave it a C plus. Now we're going to talk about the movies that we really want to see. Me personally, the movie I really want to see, it really isn't an action movie to begin with.
Really?
I was thoroughly impressed with the trailer to Straight Outta Compton. I really want to see that movie.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I'm not. I really wasn't a big fan of NWA, but I would like to definitely see what their story was about, and it's like it'll be good to see that story and how it played out, and I do believe that because that's Ice Cube's son that plays him in the movie.
Okay, because I was about to say, whoever they got to play Ice Cube looks just like Ice Cube.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I honestly think this is going to be a really, really great. I don't want to say it's a biopic. I guess it is kind of like a biopic, but it's good to. It's definitely like a biopic that for the masses it probably won't appeal to because I mean think of it, it's that hard West Coast stuff from the 90s. That was like they were talking some real serious stuff, but I mean but like dude said in the trailer, it's like that was pretty much all they're doing is just repeating their life through their art. So I'm interested. That's probably one of the ones that I wasn't expecting they really get excited about, but I do want to see that one. A movie that I want to see, out of other than the Avengers. I mean, the Avengers kind of like
yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah, but I mean, what was it that I saw? Give me 1 second. I got it because I wrote down all the trailers that I did actually look at that I was looking for. Of course, Mission Impossible 5. Mission Impossible 5, and it's like they keep getting better. Like it shocks me because it's it's weird because I know we're talking about Fast and Furious and them sending off this set of characters and moving on to something else. Mission Impossible 5. I mean, I think I still have yet to see 2, but they consistently are getting better, and it's like the franchise isn't really letting up. It's like they keep adding something new to it that still kind of brings home what the original movie was about. It's like it still feels like it's a Mission Impossible movie. So I'm interested to see that one. And plus, anytime Tom Cruise is running, it's going to be epic. So it's like I'm waiting for the run sequence because Edge of Tomorrow kind of robbed that from me. So I am looking forward to that movie. There are a couple of others, but that's the one that kind of stood out to me.
Yeah.
Did you have a trailer for Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah, we had a trailer from Mad Max and
You know what the thing
George.
about the thing about that trailer is that it didn't really tell me very much. It's like all I saw was cars getting flipped over
Yeah,
and like girls.
did you see the original Mad Max movies?
Yeah. I did.
You see, those movies were just like I was a little kid when I watched them, and they were just strange and weird. Like they didn't really
Yeah,
appeal
they
to
are
me.
different.
Uh, and everybody's talking about I forgot the guy's name, George something. The director did a masterful job in the excellent retelling, and it has the guy who played Bane as Mad Max. So it's got a couple people, and what the critics are saying about it makes me want to go see it. So I think Mad Max is actually coming up here pretty soon. I will not be watching Paul Blart because I'm not supporting. I can't even think of his name right now.
Oh,
Kevin James. I'm not supporting him in that ludicrous film. So I think the next show will probably be Mad
oh,
Max.
you just broke up. What did you say?
Yeah,
You said
Paul
wait. You said
Paul Blart.
what? What happened? What happened with that one? You said you're not supported because of what now?
I can't support Kevin James in those ludicrous comedies. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, man, I can't do that. Yeah, it's like they're just some things that really shouldn't be talked about. I don't. They didn't have a trailer for this movie, but another one that another one that I'm kind of like I'm interested in it is Pixels.
Oh my gosh,
It's the
another
movie.
Kevin James movie.
Well, the thing about that movie. I can't remember. It's Adam Sandler's in this movie, so that's even worse. But the thing about it, see, the reason why I'm interested in this is because it's something that no one really. It's like I'm glad that Hollywood is starting to take risks because it's like there are things that are coming out. Like right now, it's like okay, um, like Furious 7, Avengers, that's a sequel. Mad Max, that's a continuation or sequel. I don't know where that movie fits in. Mission Impossible 5. It's like all these franchise type things that are coming out. Whereas, Pixels is a movie that's basically about like, aliens coming to Earth, but they use the video game characters from the 80s to like take us out, which I kind of find cool.
I might support Pixels and Jurassic Park. I
Oh
have to
yeah,
go see.
man, I actually forgot about that one. I mean, but it Jurassic Park. Here's how I feel about that movie. Jurassic Park feels like it's a movie that they'll probably do a good job with it, but it's not like we asked for it. I feel that, and I know this movie is well away from now, but Star Wars Episode 7, like I feel like to me, I'm like, yeah, I think they're gonna do a good job with it, but it's not like I was sitting, waiting for another Star Wars movie to come out. I think it was a good ending. I'm trying to figure out where they're gonna put it at and how it's gonna. I mean, I know where it sits in the story, but it's just like, eh, did you really need to do that? Did you have to dust that movie off and it's like I think like everybody's trying to do this franchise thing. Like just make a good idea, make a good movie, move on to the next one, call it a day.
Yep. All right. So we're hitting our 30-minute time limit. I want to thank everybody for watching the show today, yeah, or whenever you're actually watching it. Uh, hopefully, we'll get see episode 2 out to you. Believe. Let's see if I can do my math correctly. April the 12th this weekend. So probably the Sunday after that, which will be the 19th, we'll probably have episode no, because the 17th is actually Paul Blart. So I don't know when the next show is going to be, but stay tuned to your Gmail or your Google Plus or however you get your invites via YouTube or Facebook. So, Richard, tell the folks how they can find you.
G+.2/Optimus124. Also, Facebook.com/Optimus124.
All right, and you can find the shows and all of my other crazy videos at the tagline that you see right below, right down there, youtube.com/C/HE3man. That right there is my vanity link. That is the reason why I couldn't do the first show for the Kingsmen because I hadn't created that. Yes, that little thing right there. Yes, I want to point that
Oh
out.
man.
You can catch me on the Facebook at Harry Zell. You can catch me on the Twitter at the Mind of Cube, and you can catch me on the Google Plus at the Mind of Cube as well. Until next time, stay